Good afternoon, in the esteemed audience. And after the finest presentation of how technology means to the world of sports by Jan Meyer, given a big hand to Mr. Meyer for his wonderful, wonderful presentations. And I said the number 326 is decoding by Jan Meyer. Let's begin our session. We always like to talk about the technology in sports together in football, any sports. So this session is primarily talking about how the technology comes into play and various. We have a fantastic first panel, second panel, also next generation panel, we call it. We are from the right, I think Devdas is CEO of TCG Digital. You have already heard Jan Meyer, the CEO of Innovation of TCG Hoffenheim. I mean, the great old man of Indian IT industry. And still, he talk about the age of plus 70, but just a number. And so, it's 83. Give him a big hand. In 83, he will talk about how technology. Give him a once for this, think about. And now, with another person with me, Kai Damholz, the man who called himself a man with media. And now I will always call him, he also, media innovations. He will describe how media can play an important role and technology and media together to make the game of football more beautiful. And just at the corner, the man, I always said, the man of action, the man of vision, and the man of love. He's none other than less Dietmar Bastov, but fans of his friends and fans across Europe, and also now from India too, calls him Didi. So I always say, Didi in Delhi. Give him a big hand for him. So I start with how the sports influence on the fields of life. I would start with this discussions with Didi also, but before Didi, the man who makes the sports or football available, the world of German football, to every nook and corner of the world, including India, none other than Kai. Kai, it's a very conversational. I want to leave. You know me too. I have always wants to dialogue. It's an important part.
Yes, thank you, Kaushik, and great to be here. Great to see you all in this impressive event.
Kai, you're talking about all this time democratization of media and broadcasting and through technology. Can you briefly enlighten the audience of how the technology make your audience and broadcasting field also, which is also an important part of to propagate the game of sports, love for the game, which Ian told that love of the game is more important. That's a basic point, basic trigger to game for the players. So tell me a little bit more about how the latest technology, how technology influence and technology needs to be updated to reach more and more audience.
Yes, thank you, Kaushik. Very important question and point. First of all, when I heard we'll be speaking today about technology in sport, my original instinct is and always is to tell to Kaushik, I'm a media rights guy. I'm not technology. But then you go deeper and you see mainly there's two areas of technology in sports. One is the technology that makes the sports better, and that's what Jan Meyer very impressively described, how you analyze all the KPIs, individual training methods, and how you really improve, how you scout. So this whole sports technology area is super important and super interesting. But that's not my area of expertise. I'm the one responsible at the German Federation to bring the game of football as it's played in the stadia in Germany and around the world when it comes to national teams and to the screens, to the TV screens and the devices around the globe. So what do? First of all, the technology needs to be the one that brings the moving images to the screens. This is, of course, much easier today than it was 20 years ago, where we had satellite and then cable, but now we have streaming technologies. We don't only have linear broadcasting, we have wonderful apps and streaming players who make it much more easy to access the market. Plus we have social media today that brings, again, moving images very quickly, live or as live, around the globe. And technology serves not only to bring the game to the people, but also to make it better, to make it more interesting. We can use technology, like we announced in our cooperation with TCG Digital, to localize the game. We can live transmit it in various languages using artificial intelligence. There's automatic transcripts to written media articles of match reports. There's automatic subtitling. So many things that can be done, including clipping from the live game, pushing it to social media. So many things that make the game more interesting. And I think this is just the beginning. We can explore technology in ways that create new fans, reach out to new fans in the most remote areas, anywhere in the world, but now we're talking about India, to try and create fans in India to then go and consume the products that we have, be it on Doordarshan Sport, be it on Waves, be it on social media, many, many different ways. So technology is here to stay in sports and will open the door to the future, to keep it interesting and to recruit future fans and show them more of the game that we love and that we work for day in, day out. Thank you.
Kai, it's wonderful. Though you're a media guy, but you're talking about media, but you are also, you love for the technology to upgrade. The important thing is the need of the technology, which is enhance your reach to the audience. Thanks for your wonderful insight, and our audiences know about how the broadcasting is one of the bigger part to reach football or reach sports among the remotest corner of the part of the world, to love for the sports, for the kids, to everyone. Now from the media audience to the real field, and which is the media can capture, the man who I have been sitting with us, Didi Beistoffer. He's a player, he played for a German national team, the Bundesliga, the two-title owner of the DFB Pokal, and now he's transforming to a football administrations. So Didi, my question to you, how you felt I always struck a mind when when your days of football and you're just before your football, and now you're in football, senior administrator. How you felt, you have seen the transition of emotion converting to technology and technology supplement or complement to emotions. Ball is your court.
Thank you very much. Also from my side, I'm very proud to be here and have the chance to talk to you and to give my experiences in sports. Yes, I played in Bundesliga, and then I studied and went as an administrational guy. Kai is a media guy. I was then a sports administrational guy into different clubs in Germany and in Europe. And yes, you are right, Kaushik. There's a big difference when I went from a small village to Hamburg as a player in 1986. So we had 2 or 3 coaches maximum. So a goalie coach and the head coach and the co-coach and assistant coach. With Ernst Happel, maybe somebody knows him because he was a forerunner of tactics and a great coach. But we had a few things to do, but normally we trained as we go out and take the ball and played and made a few tactical situations. And now it's totally different by the time. So the sports is more athletical, is more tactical driven. It's incredible difference from 20 or 30 years ago. And everything, or most of the things are basing on data and analysis, which now in the staffs of the coaches. Also, we already have 2 analysts trying to divide the match and to see how we did, where we should hurt the opponent and in the match. And this is totally different. And also with GPS, for example, athleticism, what Jan already said, you can measure every meter in what intensity, in what velocity the player ran, and it's incredible. But I need to say that I think, and this was the first question, I think also from you, Kaushik, so it's needed a little bit both. So I'm maybe a sports romantic because we still need the passion to play football, the love to play football, especially in the grassroots when we try to bring the kids, the boys and the girls on the pitch to train, to play, to have joy, to have fun. And especially then afterwards also beneath the technological thing, we also need to keep them into the system because we have with 12, 13, 14, there are a higher number of dropouts also in Germany. It's not that we don't fight for the German kids. And so our intention is to bring also to help, to support, to develop football in India because we think it's not me alone, it's everybody thinking here on the panel that there is such a huge potential in this country with all the young people. I think there are a few hundred millions in love with the sports also, and it's also an education from the beginning, and we try to enhance the passion for football because at the beginning there is the passion, and then it comes also the curriculum, the professionality, and so we are there to support what we can do. For example, our club, FC Ingolstadt, it's a smaller club in southern Germany, in the near of Munich. We already played in the first Bundesliga, not yet at the moment, but we make a project with young Indian boys and girls, hosting them on our infrastructure, on our pitches, making the camps with them, making training sessions with them, with the boys and girls who are living in Germany with their parents, and so we are happy to start there, make the first step, having a big belt or a big connection to India, and trying to enhance the passion, the love for football also in this beautiful country.
Thank you, Didi, for your nice words. Romanticism meets innovation. All right? Jan, romanticism sometimes trigger you for a better technology. You agreed or not?
Yes, of course, we need it on the pitch. That's the reason why the fans are going to the stadium, why they're looking perhaps in the TV what's broadcasted, and so you'd call it sometimes emotional intelligence. When do we need to be really rational and strategic and not with so much emotions working on, and when is the time that the emotion have to be shown and have to be in the room and in the stadium? And I think it's a question of time when we do one of the things and one the other thing.
Great. So there's the romanticism and the technology, of course, gels together. When you create something new, don't you believe the romanticism and technology can pairing? Any view out from the audience? We are romantic. You know, any scientist have a romance with his idea. Romance, persuasion is also romance. Do you believe it or not? I'm a little deaf man. Great. Yes is only yes. A few more yes looks more romantic. Don't you still believe that? It's also meaning. Emotion is important in life. To develop technology too. Great, thank you. So now we are talking about football, romanticism, India, and what's more to talk about? Without the romance, without the technology, with the game, without cricket. So now a man with another romantic person at the age of 83, in standing whole of a career for a hardcore technologist to become his next venture, of course, a little bit romantic venture on cricket. And Visakji, now we should talk about how your cricketing romance with technology in a shorter format.
Thank you very much. Actually, I do believe that romanticism leads to innovation. I run a back office in India, which does medical records review for the US. And we've been doing this now for almost 27 years. Every 4 or 5 years, we would sit back and say, okay, where are we leading? Because you don't know where competition is coming from where technology will hit us. And so every couple of years, we reposition it, use the latest technology and ride on it. Couple of years back, we could not think of where can we go next using this same customer base on technology. So we said, let's do something which will withstand technology. Very strange. Our subject is technology today, but withstand technology, but will use technology to grow. And that's games. And when we talked about games, we didn't mean playing with the 360 degrees sports, with a mouse. We actually said, go into the field and play. So in India, once you say play, it's cricket. So we designed a game of cricket initially to play with dice, which all my team thought was stupid, and it got discarded. So we kept thinking and we kept thinking. Then we realized coaching is a big thing. So we designed a system using technology for remote coaching. That means the player and the coach don't have to be on the same spot. Once we got this technology done, the next thing we said is, why don't we give the coach all the tools to coach the player? So we gave him an app on which the player's game can be recorded. When he's practicing on the app, the games gets recorded. The coach then goes on the calendar, picks a time suitable to him and the player, and says, okay, at this date, this time, let's get on the net. So they both come on the Criconet app, and the recording is played in the back, and the coach and the player have a one-to-one. So he's actually able to show him what he is doing wrong and what he should be doing. This is again recorded so that the player goes back and sees this. And along with this, we've got all those fast forward, slow down, all that kind of stuff. This is great, except that not too many people want to do this. They want to play cricket, and they want to play professional cricket, but they want to take shortcuts. So we kept thinking, how do we attract people to come in? How do we then get money flowing into this coaching? Because this became very restrictive. Not anyone and not everywhere would afford the coaching. So we said, let's look at games as a source of job creation. Very strange, when I started playing, in my college days, as soon as I finished my graduation, my mother told me, okay, you now better take life seriously. You cannot play cricket anymore. Better start concentrate on your studies because you need a job. So if you cannot afford to live on your own, right? You needed money to live. Then you cannot play games. So you needed to do something else and then play games in addition. That was okay. So till IPL came in. And then it showed what money means and cricket. So now, therefore, now a whole new thing has come up. How do we give money to the system? So we said, let's now an average. Then people said, oh, for IPL means only when you're the really top, you make money. There's not enough room for the rest. If you sit down and analyze today, there is money to make a living for an average player if he's playing, does nothing else but plays cricket for the state.
Yeah, talking right about you should rightly talk about the technology brings talent out and give you the pathway to career.
Absolutely. So now we said, okay, there are 38 states which play 5 tournaments a year. And in each tournament, even if they're the worst team, they will play 6 matches. If they're good and they keep winning, okay, they'll play more, but minimum 6 matches. So if you take this, and for each match, the player gets 40,000 to 60,000 rupees. So an average guy playing for one of those states can make 6 lakh rupees, 50,000 rupees per month, which is more than the median salary for most people. So the myth got broken now, or we're trying to break the myth saying you need to be only playing test cricket or IPL to make money. You just play at the slow level. Then see what happens. Technology makes live telecasts. In fact, just to tell you, app that we have that does live telecast of cricket is actually telecasting this seminar. So you can see your seminar yourself, your friends can see you anywhere in the world on my Criconet app. So you just download the app from the App Store and you can see the whole entire proceedings. So once we said, okay, look, if you are able to catch people everywhere, every city now has got its own league. There are about 18 leagues in India and 14 countries have their own league. This is normal white ball cricket. Then now the new thing that's come up is called tennis ball cricket, and less number of overs. So there's another 20, 30 of such. So there are so many games happening.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about so many things happening in cricket, and what a wonderful things you make it. That you're talking about how technology plays.
So now I'm coming to technology.
Yeah.
So I set the stage. Now the technology is okay. Now what do you do with technology? I saw that lovely presentation by John Myers on training on football. We don't give anything on training. We tell the coach, okay, how do you find a good potential? In this huge country, to finding potential is difficult, especially in the smaller towns. So we said, let's have live telecast of club cricket. 2 cameras, bottom end, absolute bottom end. 2 cameras, one which is fixed above the side screen one side and one which does ball tracking. So you have 2 cameras, a method for scoring, a method for giving commentary, right? And then of course technology to do the telecasting, to catch highlights, to do all kinds of things. So we started with that. Similarly, you have with the academies where you have people playing, you record their games, and then we now create a database. Can anybody see? So if you see the screen there, you create a database of people playing, and then use technology to analyze the database so that you are able to extract relevant information. Then what happens now? Then people who are not able to go to small towns to see cricket matches, most talent scouts don't have the time or this thing to go around and seeing all the matches being played everywhere. It's a vast country and a lot of cricket being played everywhere. They watch these club cricket on my Criconet app, or alternately, they go to my database and select and say, look, I'm looking for this kind of players. So what we are now doing is creating a national talent pool, talent database, where talent scouts can look for and find teams for training. These are then picked up to send to better academies, higher academies, more academies for training and coaching. So this is where we're using technology. We're bringing this out so that people can be identified for training using technology. Did that answer your question?
Yeah, absolutely. I think
if you want, you can have a look there. I don't know if it's visible, but basically it says there's a player, there's an academy, there is a match, all the data is collected here, the player's database is created, and then talent scout is the analysis, talent scouts can see, and you can take teams. And today there are, as I said, 14 or 18 countries who are having league matches, including the US.
Yeah, it's a fantastic. And what you're talking about, it's a romanticism of 83 years beyond. And 83 is also very significant for cricket. 1983, we have a first World Cup winner. So 83 matching to another technological revolution. No. When I talk about the technology, now we talk about cricket, we talk about the football, we talk about the broadcasting, and now we are talking about how broadcasting, talent identification, make it enabler Now let me talk to the guy who has also think about Devashish. Devdas is also a great romanticism on sports. And his emotional quotient works when you talk about the sports take. And Devdas, you have created a cooperation with TFP to identify talent. One side also, you have made enable us the broadcasting technology to reach more people with a fun. So, what is your instinct to be technology? You're in technology for the whole of your life. You're leading one of the largest technical company. Now, what makes you the sports technology to enable to get more technical revolutions?
Thanks, Kaushik. First of all, thanks to India Soft for inviting me on this stage. It's a beautiful conference. Lovely to be here. We were just talking about what we are doing in cricket. And I come from a technology background, a technology company. And we want to be technology romantics, and since romance is in the air, so maybe I should use that word. But what we do is we try to use technology, and when we say technology, we're talking about artificial intelligence technology, doing video analytics using convolutional neural networks, or communication technology using Fourier transforms, or data technologies, or data management concepts. Now, we bring all of these together to catalyze the spread of the game. Can the game reach more people? Can the game reach more people in their language? Can the game reach more people in their language in real time, live? So that's one piece of technology. Another piece of technology is, Didi was talking about finding players in India who can then be coached and managed by Ingolstadt. That's an outstanding vision that he has. India needs to get onto the rankings of world football. I mean, we don't have a good ranking, we all know that. Now, that's a vision Didi has put forward. Now, how do we get the right set of 20 players, 50 players to get in front of the coaches that Didi will identify? Can we look at 1 million players? Can we look at 100,000, 200,000 players? Do we do that? We use technology there again. I mean, India is highly digitally mobile, right? So can somebody upload a video? Can that video get analyzed, get some kind of a score? Jan was talking about being able to benchmark based on the 200 KPIs. Maybe not 200 KPIs can be understood from a video, but maybe 25 could be. But it helps narrow down hundreds of thousands of potential talent to the 20, to the 200 that coaches could take a look at, and then the 5 would go to Ingolstadt or Hoffenheim to get trained. So to be able to use different types of technologies, I talked about communication, I talked about data management, I talked about AI, in conjunction to move forward with our game, to take the beautiful game to more people, to improve the quality of the game. As Jan was talking about, the game has become much, much faster. So all of this being catalyzed by a lot of tech that we bring in from TCG Digital.
Yeah, Devdas, you talk about fantastic culmination of enabling technology to romanticism, emotions. You need to have a branch out your thoughts. Thanks, Devdas, for our wonderful insights, how technology mingles with emotions, and today's talk about romanticism. So now we have, this is a fantastic panel we have infused with us. In the first session of panels, all the Devdas, Jan, Veer Sagarji, 83-year-old young man, Kai, and Didi. Thanks to all of them to give it a great insight how sports can enable life, how technology can enable sports. And also our vision. India is always known for the clapping nations, but the next step for India should be clapping nation to playing nation.